Hi there. My name is Alex. I'm a traveler who loves exploring new places. But sometimes things don't go as planned. Let me tell you about the time I learned some important lessons about English during a trip to the United States. It all started when I arrived in a small, charming town. The streets were quiet, lined with trees and colorful little shops. Everything felt perfect, until I realized something terrible. My suitcase was missing. Not only that, but my phone had run out of battery. I was completely lost. I stood in the middle of the sidewalk, looking around nervously. I had no idea what to do. I couldn't speak much English, and I didn't know anyone in this town. My mind raced as I tried to remember some of the phrases I had learned before the trip. How could I ask someone for help? That's when I spotted a cozy little cafe across the street. The windows were fogged up from the cold, but I could see people sitting inside, sipping coffee and chatting. I took a deep breath and decided to go in. I knew I had to try, even if my English wasn't perfect. With a pounding heart, I pushed open the door and stepped inside, hoping someone would understand me. The cafe was warm and welcoming, with the smell of fresh coffee and pastries filling the air. People sat at small tables, their conversations buzzing softly in the background. I stood near the entrance for a moment, feeling out of place. Then, I spotted a waitress carrying a tray of drinks. She looked friendly, with a kind smile and a calm demeanor. I gathered my courage and approached her. "Excuse me," I said, my voice shaky. "Can you help me?" She stopped, looked at me, and smiled warmly. "Of course. What's wrong?" she asked. I hesitated, struggling to find the right words. "I lost my bag," I said slowly, pointing to the empty space where my suitcase should have been. Her expression shifted to one of concern. "Oh no! Your bag? What happened?" I shrugged, embarrassed. "I don't know. I think at the train station." "Okay, no problem," she said reassuringly. "We'll figure it out." She gestured to a nearby table. "Why don't you sit down for a moment? I'll bring you some water." Relieved, I nodded and sat down. I could feel my nerves settling as she walked away. I realized that even though my English wasn't perfect, she understood me. Maybe this wouldn't be as impossible as I thought. A few minutes later, she returned with a glass of water and a determined look. "Let's find your bag," she said, her tone confident. The waitress, whose name I learned was Emma, pulled out a notepad and sat across from me. "Okay," she said, leaning in slightly. "Let's start from the beginning. Tell me what happened." I took a sip of water, trying to calm my nerves. "I came by train," I said slowly, "from New York. I had my bag. But now, no bag." Emma nodded, encouraging me. "All right, so you came by train. When did you last see your bag?" I thought hard, trying to piece everything together. "At station," I said. "I put bag next to me. Then, I don't know. Maybe I forgot?" Emma gave me a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, we'll figure this out. What did your bag look like?" I paused for a moment, searching for the words. "It is black, small, wheels, and a zipper." Emma scribbled something on her notepad. "Black bag, small, with wheels, and a zipper." Got it. She tapped her pen against the paper. "What was inside? Anything important?" "Clothes," I said, counting on my fingers. "Shirt, pants, jacket, and passport, phone charger." Her eyes widened. "Your passport? That's important." I nodded, feeling a wave of panic. "Yes, very important." Emma leaned back, thinking for a moment. "Okay, let's go over the details again to be sure. You were at the train station, and you left your bag next to you. It's black, small, with wheels, and it has your clothes and passport inside. Is that right? Yes, I said, grateful for her patience. Perfect. Now, let me ask you this. Do you remember which cafe or waiting area you were in at the station? I shook my head, feeling frustrated. No, but maybe near the ticket desk? Emma's face lit up. Great! That's a start. I know the station well. If it's near the ticket desk, we might have a good chance of finding it. Her confidence gave me hope. She stood up, grabbing her coat. Let's head over there and check. I'll help you ask the staff if they've seen it. Don't worry, we'll use simple phrases, and I'll guide you through it. For the first time all day, I felt like I might actually get my bag back. Emma and I walked out of the cafe into the chilly afternoon air. The train station wasn't far, and as we made our way there, she took the time to teach me a few phrases that could help. All right, she said, slowing her pace. If you need to ask someone about your bag, you can say, "Excuse me, have you seen a black bag? Try it with me." I repeated after her carefully. "Excuse me, have you seen a black bag?" She smiled. Perfect. Now, if someone asks you more questions, just describe it like we practiced. It's small, black, with wheels, and a zipper. I nodded, trying to memorize the words. Small, black, with wheels and a zipper. When we reached the train station, it was busier than I remembered. People rushed to catch their trains, announcements echoed over the loudspeakers, and the smell of roasted peanuts from a nearby cart filled the air. Emma led me to the ticket desk, where a staff member stood behind the counter. She gestured for me to speak. I hesitated but took a deep breath. "Excuse me," I said, my voice a little shaky. "Have you seen a black bag?" The staff member looked at me for a moment, then shook his head. "Where did you leave it?" he asked. I struggled to answer, but Emma stepped in, speaking slowly so I could understand. "He left it near the ticket desk. It's small, black, with wheels and a zipper. It has important items inside, like his passport." The man nodded thoughtfully and made a quick call on his walkie-talkie. After a moment, he said, "Check the cafe area. Someone might have turned it in there." Emma gave me a thumbs up and motioned for me to follow her. "See? That wasn't so bad. Now let's check the cafe." We walked toward the small cafe inside the station. I practiced the phrase again in my head. "Excuse me, have you seen a black bag?" When we arrived, Emma spoke to the barista behind the counter. After a brief exchange, the barista smiled and pointed to a corner near the lost and found section. "There it is," Emma said, her voice full of excitement. My heart raced as I spotted the bag sitting on a shelf, safe and sound. I couldn't believe my eyes. My bag was right there, waiting for me. I rushed to it, unzipping it quickly to check inside. Everything was still there: my clothes, my phone charger, and most importantly, my passport. A wave of relief washed over me. "Thank you so much," I said to Emma, my voice full of gratitude. You saved me." Emma smiled warmly. "I didn't do much. You did great. You used your English and stayed calm. That's what matters." I laughed, shaking my head. "No, I was very nervous. But you helped me a lot." She gave me a playful nudge. "Hey, that's what friends are for. Besides, now you know some useful phrases, right?" I nodded, repeating the ones she had taught me. "Excuse me, have you seen a black bag? It's small, black, with wheels and a zipper." "Perfect," she said. "And don't forget, thank you and you're welcome. Those are just as important." "Thank you, Emma," I said sincerely. "You're welcome, Alex," she replied with a wink. As we left the station, I reflected on what had happened. Losing my bag had been scary, but it taught me an important lesson. Even with limited English, I could communicate if I tried. "Today was hard," I said, turning to Emma. But I learned a lot. She grinned. That's the spirit. Keep practicing, and you'll get even better. And with that, my adventure and my unexpected English lesson came to an end.